What if what's breaking down in your life is actually meant to set you free? Things are crumbling. Personally, collectively, things are breaking down. But what if what's happening right now in your life, the relationships that are breaking down, the jobs that are breaking down, the systems, financial, anything that feels like it's not on stable ground anymore. Nothing on stable ground right now is meant to be here. It's meant to break down because it's showing us that where we are not in alignment, where we are not on our soul's evolution or our soul's journey or soul's path of where we need to be. It's served us for a time because it's gotten us to where we need to be right here. But it's also been in disillusionment. And so it's recognizing where we are not in alignment. So just for example, like most recently, I was working in private practice and I was working in an office for the last 3 or 4 years. And I I lost all of that in in like unexpectedly. I had to move out of my office, but spirit was showing me where I was actually out of alignment. That office space was not in my highest good anymore. It was not in alignment with who I was or who I am and who I am becoming. And so stepping into this path, this is where spirit's been trying to lead me for many years, but I had to work through the fear. I had to work through what was actually keeping me from stepping into my highest truth and my soul alignment. And so when I recognized in that time, I had to say, yeah, I had to say, okay, now spirit, it's time for me to step into what I'm really here to do. And that is what I'm doing right now. And and working in the capacity that I'm here. I've been on this journey for a while and I've been doing a lot of work, and it does take a lot of work. But recognizing that when our souls are ready to expand, it's going to show you whether you're ready or not. And so when we can step into the path of what it is we're here, we can either resist the messages and the pain of it, right? Or we could go into it. What is this pain here to teach me? It's all a lesson on the path. And so what we resist persists, right? And so it's going to keep showing us and showing us until we finally get it one day and we say, oh, okay, the mind wants to try to control, right, the outcome, but the soul knows where it wants to go, and we cannot control that. And so it's time to recognize what is on our path and step into that and allow and say and ask those deeper questions. Okay, what is next for me? What is true for me here? What was not serving me in those relationships, in that job, right? Have I really been truly unhappy for this many years? Like, have I been just going along because of the status quo of like what society has expected and wanted, right? Like, who are we here to please? Nobody, right? We did not come down here to be this soul on this journey in this human form to please anybody else, because everybody else has their own journey, right? That is doing a disservice. So we get to only be here to please ourselves, so we're not stuck in that cycle of making anyone else happy, because you know what, it's not about anybody else, it's about us. And when we can step into our soul's truth, we get to then be in service to others. But until we actually do what it is we're here to do, we're going to keep repeating the same patterns. Now is not the time to repeat those patterns. It is time to step into your own soul's evolution, your own soul alignment. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you are here? What is this lesson of this breakdown? What is it teaching you, right? Let it be the guide. Let it be the lesson. Because these breakdowns create breakthroughs. What has your soul been yearning for? What is it that you want to do? Now is the time to step into your self and what your soul wants to express. And so we got to feel all the things, right? There's grief that comes along with the losses and the separation and the disillusionment. Nothing feels like it's on solid ground anymore. And so we have to come back to our own bodies, our own connection. We have to ground back into what's true for us when nothing else feels true and nothing else feels like it was the way it was, because nothing is going to go back to the way it was. And it's up to us to shift that within our own lives. And so love yourself through this process. Be with the feelings. Allow what wants to come through. Spend time in nature. Journal. Like, now is the time, right? We're in the last moments of this year of the snake, and we're still shedding, and we'll still continue to shed. But now it's like these are some deep times to shed really what is no longer serving, and letting go of what was or who you thought you were. And so be with that. Be with that. Because we're going into the year of the horse, which is going to move some energy. So you take this time, love yourself through it, know that you're not alone. Walk with me on this journey. AwakenYourSovereignSoul.com. Walk with me, know that you're not alone in this. We're all souls on the journey, just walking each other home. Much love to you.